Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. It's Scottie B. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scottie B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scottie B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. We off the record.
We're different from any other sports show.
Please tune it.
Finish it, man.
I was about to, but what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I got my hood on today.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have to go to Lids or somewhere and get some more caps because
Lids ain't open. Nobody's open.
Yeah, you can get it online though.
Man, look, I got enough hats. I just didn't feel like putting on no hat. I was like, man, forget this. I'ma just excuse me, I gotta fix my headphones. I'ma just, do what I gotta do, man. Thug it out.
Hey, everybody else.
All right, this off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Where's Scottie B?
That's Scottie. Hey, Scottie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I did that because of have you seen the battle?
Oh,
the battle
yeah,
with Teddy Riley and Babyface, man. That was the most comedy. I loved it, man. That joint was crazy.
I felt like Teddy Riley. That's how I am with technology.
Oh my god! Exactly.
So I wasn't even mad. I was like, dang, that sounds like something I would have did. Phone on 8% battery. I'm like, yeah, that's me all day, man. But who you think won that joint?
Ooh, listen, I may be in a minority, but I don't think there was a winner. I don't think there was a winner or a loser. My boy said I gotta live my truth. No hats. I don't have no hat on. I don't have no hat on. I got on the hood.
So here's the thing, right? I don't think it's too many people that could compete with Babyface, but Teddy Riley brought me back to the versatility of he produced. I mean, you got Bobby Brown, you had Jay-Z, you had Michael Jackson, you had Janet Jackson. I mean, it was just the list kind of goes on. So just being reminded of the versatility that he had was just like, dang, and not that I ever slept on Teddy Riley before, but it's like, man, he really was working with the A-listers, but
the greats.
Yeah, the greats. Face had them hits though, man.
Man, yeah. I mean, if I had to choose, good thing I don't. I'm not gonna choose. I don't know, man, because you can take all of the technical difficulty stuff that I don't even, whatever. It is what it is, but I don't know how you can choose a winner. I don't know because you had situations like this. You had like the there's certain songs like you had Teddy Riley play the show, and then Babyface would play two occasions. It's like, come on, man, those are two classics that. First of all, I didn't even know Teddy Riley did the show until he played it 4 times on Saturday. But you got two classics that are two totally different types of records. One's an R&B record, one's a rap joint. So it's
but it's all about strategy, right? So Babyface just seemed like more prepared and like a step ahead. So I think that
definitely was the case.
Yeah, that was a factor too, to where it was like, all right, Teddy Riley, we gave you a pass on the first show. So you had a little bit more time to prep, and you still, I mean, you got 4 people that were working with you. I'm like, can I get on? Because like, you got 4 people trying to help you get this thing right.
Right.
And you're still managing to screw it up. So I don't know, but it was good to see.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. I definitely enjoy. Listen, Saturday, even before Babyface got into Teddy Riley's live, he had like 300,000 people, maybe 200,000 or 300,000 before it even got started. So many people were waiting for this. Like it was crazy. Like so many people were waiting for Babyface versus Teddy Riley. And then everything, like, and Teddy Riley sounded fine. He sounded fine. But then like Babyface came on and then like his sound was going and it was just like, oh boy. But the comments from regular folks, from the celebrities, it would once they like stopped and said we need a time to get everything straight. All you had to do was read the comments, man. You wasn't going anywhere because it was hilarious, man. Yeah, and then the memes that followed.
Yes, definitely. I do anticipate we will see something similar to it, and we'll see some more battles. The Last Dance.
All right, let's get into it, baby.
Let's get into it, man.
Listen, I couldn't wait.
Did it live up to your expectations?
So far, so good, man. I'm enjoying myself. You know, I'm a Bulls fan. You know, grew up a Bull, even though that's a Pistons hat back there. But whatever. I'm a Bulls fan. But yeah, it lived up. It lived up to the hype, man.
So, how did that make you feel looking at your organization as a Bulls fan?
As far as what? As far as them in the back, I already knew all of that stuff about Jerry Krause and him being a jerk and all of that stuff, and they had bad contracts. I really figured out about the bad contracts later on in their careers when I guess right around that time when Jordan was grossly underpaid. I didn't really know the details back then about Scottie's contract, and I just remember Jordan always being underpaid, and then he pretty much went to the bank those last 2 years because he was averaging over $35 million.
You don't think that documentary made the Bulls look like probably one of the most incompetent organizations of all time?
No. You mean I think Jerry Krause got ahead of himself. I don't think there's no way you build a team and you win 6 championships and you're incompetent. They're definitely not incompetent.
So this is what I gathered off of it. Mm-hmm. I gathered that Chicago Bulls was really lucky to draft Michael Jordan, and had they not drafted Michael Jordan, mm-hmm. they would be right there with the New York Knicks as just as incompetent as it comes. I mean, if you just run the timeline, and mm-hmm. I'm just going to give you a little perspective on this, right? Mm-hmm. So you look at Rod Thorne. He drafted Michael Jordan.
He drafted Mike.
This incompetent franchise fires him. Then they bring in a baseball scout mm-hmm. to be the GM.
Right.
That pretty much tells arguably the greatest coach that I don't care if you win 82 games, we're still going to fire you.
So that's not the organization. That's him. That's Krause. That's Krause being that guy.
But they allowed him that.
I understand that, but we got to think about this for a minute. And that's him getting ahead of himself. That's him thinking that he's bigger than the organization. That's him.
At what point at the owner, like as anybody, just like reel him in and is like, you know what, we have to get rid of this guy.
So, I'm definitely not defending Jerry Krause because I feel like he's done a lot of. He kind of screwed up a lot of things. And
absolutely.
but he's the same guy. He's the same guy that brought in Phil Jackson when nobody was really thinking about Phil Jackson
as an assistant coach,
and then made him the head coach. But nobody was thinking about Phil Jackson as a coach at that time. So some may say, hold on, some may say that he brought Phil Jackson in to be that guy. Hey, don't be advertising. But no, some may say he brought in Phil Jackson to be that guy to take over for Doug Collins, right? Made a draft day trade for Scottie Pippen, drafted Horace Grant, made the trade for Dennis Rodman, got Tony Kukoc. I mean, traded Charles Oakley when he was,
for
pretty
Bill
much the best friend of your best player for Bill Cartwright. The only thing that Jerry Krause really didn't do was draft Michael Jordan. But he also made the Bulls look really, really crazy after that too. So you can't say he was a bad GM though. I mean, I just think he just got ahead of himself and he thought he was bigger than what he was.
I don't think that. Okay, so let me paraphrase. I can't say he was a bad GM, so I don't even all put this on Jerry Krause. I put it on the whole organization. Like if you just look at, and we have eight more episodes, but the way that is just lining out, it's like, really? Even with the Pippen thing, right? It's like, okay, I get that he signed a terrible contract, but y'all couldn't have looked out for him. And it looked like they were just like, nah, that's absurd. I'm not looking out for you. You've got a bad back. And I don't know if you have you read Tim Floyd's interview?
I saw some of it.
Oh my God. They tried to hire him. They were trying to fire Phil Jackson after he won 72 games. Talking about, it was time to rebuild. He talked them out of hiring him then. And his
should have talked them out of hiring him the second time too.
And we all know how that, I think he had like a 40 and 140.
He had a bad
record in 4 years. And it was like he wasn't even a winning coach when he was at Iowa State. I remember when he was at Iowa State, everybody was like, Tim Floyd, who is this? And that was the guy that they were just hell-bent that they were going. I mean, even the Tony Kukoc thing. I mean, if Jerry Krause had his way, he would have brought in Kukoc because he gave Kukoc all that money.
Right.
He would have got rid of Pippen a long time ago. It was just like, man.
So okay, I understand that. So the thing, and I'm not defending what Jerry Krause at all, but I think he was thinking that Scottie Pippen had that injury, and that he was probably on his last legs, and he was expendable, which I get, and I don't fault Pippen for wanting out of Chicago when he was on the trade block, and we come to find out Krause tried to trade. There was a draft day trade that Tracy McGrady said for Tracy. They was going to trade Scottie Pippen for Tracy McGrady, and look, what would his career turn out to be had that happened, and Tracy McGrady would have been paired with Jordan. I mean,
you're right. I mean, Tracy McGrady, had he played with Jordan,
well, he definitely would have got the conference finals.
I don't know if he could have got much better, but it would have panned out. I mean, Tracy McGrady was good in his own right. I'm not going to say,
but Tracy McGrady right into the NBA was okay. I mean, Tracy McGrady and Kobe were pretty similar when they first got into the league. Averaged probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10 points. I'm not really sure what his rookie year, what he averaged his rookie year, but I think Kobe only averaged 8 points his rookie year. So you have somebody like McGrady. If you pair him with Jordan at that time, a high school kid paired with Jordan, and from what we're seeing, how Jordan was, it wouldn't have been ideal for Tracy McGrady to be part of that Bulls team.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they forget when Tracy McGrady was drafted by the Raptors. He had like Doug Christie on that team. He had Vince Carter. It was I want to say really might have been there. Charles Oakley was there, so that probably allowed him to develop. Not necessarily on the court, but off the court too. As far as them trying to trade Pippen, there was a lot of that. but it was like, why would you? So the way I look at it, right? So I'm looking at like Jordan, right? So he finished in 1998, right, with the Bulls. He retired. He came back to the Wizards. So he took about a 2-year layoff.
2 or 3 years, yeah. Because he went to management.
They played for 2 years. Then you look at like Pippen. Pippen went to the Rockets, and then he went to Portland. And those Portland teams were really good teams.
So were the Rockets.
Yes, the Rockets were too. I think they fell short to I want to say the Lakers.
The Rockets, I think so.
Yeah, because that team, I think they had Pippen, Barkley. It was Clyde Drexler, and it was Olajuwon. And it was a good team, but they were all getting up there in age. They could have possibly kept the Bulls together for 4 more years. And still build around them. Kept Phil Jackson. I don't know if they would have went for a 4-peat, but they still would have been competitive in the NBA. I mean, they would have. So
because the Spurs won a championship the following year, because I think that was the lockout season. And you telling me that the Bulls from '98, the following year couldn't or '97 or whatever? Are you telling me they couldn't beat that Knicks team? Please, they would have destroyed that team. They would have destroyed that team.
Well, let's remember.
They would have destroyed that team.
Okay, so let's remember that Knicks team was an 8th seed. So
it would have got destroyed.
To your point, yeah, they probably would, because that was the year that Patrick Ewing was hurt. So you had like Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell.
The Knicks would have got destroyed by the Bulls. Even if they didn't have Jordan, if they just had Pippen and everybody else, they would have destroyed them. It wouldn't even been close. It would have been a sweep, because I think that back then the first round, because they would have played in the first round. Let's just assume, and they would have got swept. It would have been 3-0. Get them out of here.
I don't know if they would have got swept, but I see your argument.
Scott, don't be that Knicks fan.
I see. It
wouldn't have been close. It wouldn't have been close.
I don't know about not close.
Just take that Bulls team. Just take that Bulls team from '97 and just make them 2 years older. Everybody on that team 2 years older, right? The Knicks don't stand a chance.
I see your argument, but do you think they could have beat the Twin Towers?
David Robinson and
Tim Duncan's rookie year.
That would have been tough, but I mean, it's MJ, so yeah.
I mean, he would have destroyed their guards, because I want to say they had Avery Johnson. I want to say it was Sean Elliott playing.
I can't remember, but I think
Sean Elliott was playing.
Steven Jackson was there too, right? Or no, he wasn't there.
Jackson was there. Nope, Steven Jackson was there. I believe that might have been Steven Jackson's rookie year.
Yeah, it would have been tough, but I mean, you got MJ and Pippen wasn't slowing down. You still would have had Rodman, and you still would have had a couple of guys. So the Bulls, they can win that. I mean, that team was crazy. So I think they could have beat that Spurs team. Now the later Spurs. Now we got a different discussion.
Okay, I mean, so I agree with you here. When you got Michael Jordan, I mean,
the ultimate equalizer.
Yeah. I mean, when you got Jordan, it's like having Superman, on your team. Not literally, like you got Michael Jordan, anything's possible, So yeah, they probably would have won the East had Jordan been there. And then, the Spurs, yeah, he probably would have figured out how to get it done against David Robinson.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Shaq was in the news. Was it last week? Did we talk about this last week about the 3-peat Bulls versus the 3-peat Lakers? Did we talk about that?
We didn't talk about it, but I saw it.
Yeah. So Shaq says that he would be the equalizer, and those 3-peat Bulls. I mean, those 3-peat Lakers will beat the 3-peat Bulls. Well, and we're gonna assume the second 3-peat, because nobody was beating the first 3-peat. It don't even matter. So what are your thoughts, man? I mean,
I got to go with the Bulls. I think the Bulls would have got it done. I really, it's only one team that I can think of that I saw with my own two eyes play.
Don't say the 17 Warriors.
Yeah.
You think those Warriors would beat any of the Bulls teams?
I think it's a fair argument. I mean, there was a lot of talent on that Warrior team. I mean, you're talking Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. So that argument, it depends on what era they're playing in. If they're playing in today's rules,
if you're playing in today's rules, you can't hand check Jordan.
Yeah, they wouldn't hand check. So I think they have a shot if they're playing in today's rules. If they're playing back in '96, they don't stand a chance.
Ooh, boy, you play both sides of the fence so well. My God, Jesus, man! I tell you, you can play both sides of the fence, boy. Pick it. You have.
But it's a fair argument, though. Okay. So let's just go straight up and down. Who guards Steph Curry?
Who guards Steph Curry? Who guards Steph? I guess Ron Harper.
Okay. I mean, that's what you're going with. And we're not talking about Ron Harper when he played with the Clippers. We're talking about Ron Harper that played for the Bulls.
And he was a very good defender. What do you mean?
But he hadn't seen Steph.
Okay, all right. So you win there. What's your next question? Because I got. Come on, let's go. I got the matchups.
All right, I'm not even going to throw it out there. We know MJ versus Clay. We know MJ destroys Clay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So Pippen.
Yeah, Pippen, who probably was the best defensive player in the league if Dennis Rodman wasn't on his team.
So this is what I would do. If I'm Phil Jackson, I put Pippen on Curry. I put MJ on Clay.
You're crazy.
I put whoever on Draymond because he ain't gonna do nothing.
So I put
Rodman. I put Rodman on Durant.
Oh, you tripping now? I mean, maybe for Pippen. No,
I think Pippen could guard Curry better than Ron Harper.
So you're gonna put Ron Harper and Draymond? You gonna put Ron Harper and Draymond?
And that's how disrespectful I am with Draymond Green. Yeah, I'll put Ron Harper on. I'll put on Draymond Green. He wants no parts of Rodman.
Who?
Draymond.
Oh, no way. No, no, because Rodman would have gotten his head. If LeBron was able to get him ejected for a game, Rodman, he probably would have had 7 texts in the first 4 games.
I might even bring Dickie Simpkins off the bench.
All right, let's move on to our next. You tripping now. You tripping now, man. Let's not be that disrespectful, man. Golly.
Nah, okay. So you keep Pippen.
Simpkins.
you keep Pippen on
Curry.
Draymond.
I mean on Curry. No, you said hold on. You said what?
No, but I'm just saying just for.
No, I wouldn't put Pippen on Draymond. I put Pippen on Durant. No.
And you put Rodman on Draymond?
Yeah.
And you put Ron Harper on Curry?
For right now, yeah. until Curry start cooking, and then I mean you got to make adjustments. But starting off the game, I mean, you don't have no choice. I mean, you still got, I guess Luke Longley was the starting center, and I mean that's a wash because I don't even remember who the Warriors center was, but he was terrible. So yeah. So I mean, I'm not putting Rodman to start off the game. I'm not putting Rodman on Durant. I'm going Pippen on Durant because if you put Rodman on Durant, he's pulling up from 30 with no problem.
Okay, so
Pippen has longer arms, so
this is why I don't put Pippen on Durant. And I see where you're going. I think most people will put Pippen on Durant. I think Durant will shoot over top of Pippen. He's 7 feet. First of all,
let's get this square. Let's get this straight. Durant could probably shoot over everyone. Everybody. Right? Okay. Now, if Pippen has longer arms than Rodman, Pippen is taller than Rodman. So yeah, Rodman defending Durant is better. Like if Durant tries to post or anything, but on the perimeter, no, that's no contest.
The reason why I put Rodman out there is I try to get in Durant's head. That's why I try to do, and I try to bruise him up, beat him up, and take him off his game. And there's nobody that's better at doing that than Dennis Rodman. I have him make it physical, give him some technicals. Talk about his mama, do whatever Rodman does, because this is what Rodman does,
right?
And throw Durant off his game. I don't think Pippen. Pippen was a hell of a defensive player. You know what I mean? He could guard anybody. He was, I would say he was.
Listen, them putting Pippen on Magic Johnson won them the first championship. Yeah, Magic couldn't do nothing with Pippen.
Pippen had the versatility to guard anybody, but I like my shot with Rodman just to kind of mix it up, guarding Durant. I don't think he'll be able to neutral. I mean, look at what Patrick Beverly was able to do.
What was he? Yeah, Durant was scoring 30. What do you mean? What was he able to do? He got him frustrated a little bit.
So Patrick Beverly got him frustrated. What do you think Rodman gonna do?
I get that. But I mean, I guess those are conversation pieces that we can have. But I mean, if I'm starting off the game, I'm putting Pippen on. I mean, and look, we can make adjustments. That's the part. That's a part of the game.
So the way I would coach them is I would try to take everybody else away and make Draymond Green beat me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Or I'll bring Kukoc out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, Draymond.
I'll put Kukoc on Draymond.
I mean, he would give Draymond fits defensively.
Yeah,
I mean, offensively.
Four.
Yeah, so
I ain't gonna say the first stretch four, but he pioneered that. He'll get a lot of credit for that. Yeah, Kukoc versus Draymond. That's what I go with.
All right. So overall, so far, episodes 1 and 2. Well, how you feeling about that?
I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see the rest. Like I said, man, my key takeaways was I didn't realize how incompetent the Bulls were, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Really, really excited to see this Rodman episode. Because Rodman was a character all in himself, but all I heard was Jordan say, we're gonna let him go to Vegas, go on vacation to Vegas, and you knew you wasn't getting him back in 48 hours. So I definitely can't wait to see that Rodman episode. Don't know what episode 4 is gonna be. Our good friend Justin said they're not more incompetent than the Cowboys, and he might have a point. but all right, so let's.
They've got the championships. I mean, all jokes aside, I know I'm calling them incompetent. They'll always get a pass because they've got 6 championships. But boy, did they try to screw that up.
Yeah.
They tried everything to screw it up. It just. They had Michael Jordan. He's the neutralizer. I mean, they couldn't screw it up.
Right. So, all right. So we're a day away from the draft. Which is going to be different because it's going to be virtually. And we all know Joe Burrow is going to go number 1. And I think we're pretty confident Chase Young is going to go number 2. But from there, that's when it gets pretty tricky. And there's a lot of talks out there.
Well, I saw a report. So Miami's got the 3rd pick.
Miami has number 5.
No, they have number 5. I'm sorry. They're trying to get
The
to
third
the 3rd pick because there's some offensive tackle that they want. They've been linked to Tua and a couple of other quarterbacks, which I think they need a franchise quarterback. I think if they could figure out how to get Tua and just kind of sit them in the wings and go from there, that's what they need. So
who you talking about, Miami?
Yeah.
You don't think he'll drop to 5?
That offensive tackle they're talking about won't drop to 5.
So, yeah, if I'm them, I think 2 is my first choice.
So let me ask you: Detroit has the number 3rd, right?
Yeah, they have number 3.
Lions, right? Yeah,
yeah, and so there's a lot of things with the Lions, and I'm not gonna be surprised if Matthew Stafford gets traded tomorrow. I have a feeling that Matthew Stafford is going to get traded tomorrow. And I mean, that's going to be interesting because if you trade Matthew Stafford, you have to go after either Tua or Herbert. You have to. You can't trade Matthew Stafford and not. I mean, but
let me ask you this because me and you both have mixed feelings about Matthew Stafford. Do you think his time is up in Detroit? Like you think he deserves to be traded?
I think he deserves to be traded to a better run franchise. I think that Detroit has not. And I know it's going to be tough to say because he had Calvin Johnson, but Calvin Johnson's not there anymore. But
it hasn't been there for some time.
Yeah, and so I would think they would trade Stafford, but I don't know if it's his time is up. I wouldn't be surprised if they draft a quarterback and have him sit at least a year under Matthew Stafford and then trade Stafford next year. But I don't know. I don't know why I have this feeling that somehow Matthew Stafford is going to end up in New England. I don't know why. I don't know why. I have a feeling that Stafford is going to end up in New England, and they'll probably take that lineman and draft another quarterback. Because Jordan Love is a good quarterback. Jordan Love,
he can make all the NFL throws.
Make all the NFL throws.
The interceptions, I think, scared a lot of people last year. But he can make the throws.
Yeah. So last year, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think he lost his top receiver, and then they had a bunch of teams that left the year before. So, but to answer your question, I don't think that Stafford's time in Detroit is necessarily up. I think that they're going to use him to better their team somehow, some way.
Okay.
And but I see I do see Tua. He's not getting past 6. I'll say that. So Miami has 5 and the Chargers have 6. And if I'm the Dolphins, because there are reports saying that Herbert, they see Herbert as a better fit than Tua. They crazy. I would take Tua, and if the Chargers are there, do they take Herbert? I don't know, but if they plan on signing Cam or Jameis, then I don't think that they take Herbert, and I think they get another piece. But I think the piece that they're really missing is the quarterback. So they have. But if the Chargers get Cam, if they're going after Cam, I don't know.
It's a lot of unknowns because there's a lot of players that are unhappy. A lot of players that want to be traded. It's a lot of. It's like all the pieces haven't moved yet. So, like you said, I think we'll see a lot of trades tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really hard to get behind this draft just because of everything that's going on. Like I'm excited that the draft is here, and I think most of us want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to get like that hype with okay, this player is working out here, and this player had a really good workout, and he's jumped up the charts. So it's going to be interesting to see. I read something earlier this morning, man. Like Ron Rivera is going to have his wife and his daughter picking him. It's like what? Like it's going to be.
No, they're not doing the picking. I saw.
They're helping them with the notes and cooking on pancakes.
Well, I don't know about the cooking stuff, but they
had an article that his daughter is tasked.
What's wrong with pancakes?
Nothing. It's just I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with no pancakes, man. Man, you think you're too good for pancakes now?
I'm not too good for pancakes.
All right,
I'm not a coach either, though.
But no, that's fine. So, I do have a feeling that there will be some technical difficulties again, because
they said the mock draft went okay. They said the mock draft they did like a simulated
try.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why they couldn't have these guys in their facility. I mean, if you have, let's just say in a war room, there's normally 12 to 15 people in there, and if you're at your facility, I don't understand what the big deal is. If you're gonna, because initially they was gonna have these guys in they were gonna have these guys in a hotel room. They was gonna go to like a hotel lobby, and I was like, if you go to a hotel lobby, why can't you go to your facility? And it's just you guys in the room.
Well, I think we're just witnessing how life is going to change post COVID-19. I mean, this is just the beginning. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing the draft like that. I mean,
there's no way they're doing. No way, no how. Certain things are going to change. This ain't one of them. They are not going to be doing the virtual draft. Yeah, the WNBA had some success, but there was some hiccups too. But this ain't going to be the move because
I don't think many of us want it to be the move.
It's not going to
be the reality of it is, and I had a good friend, shout out to Oak. He was out there, and I brought up me and you were thinking about doing a guys trip to Dallas Stadium when 49ers played Dallas. Was going to do that this year. And he was like, Scott, man, you ain't watching no games in person. What rock have you been asleep under? It's like they may play next year, but you ain't gonna be present. And when I really thought about that, and that's exactly how he told me.
I know. I know.
But when I thought about it, when it finally resonated with me, that's the reality. Like next year, we may watch a lot of just empty stadiums. They'll still play like basketball, they'll still play football, but we won't be able to attend.
I don't see. I just happen to disagree with that. I mean, maybe not this season, but they're gonna go back to having packed crowds. They're gonna. I'm not gonna say things are gonna get back to normal because I don't think they will. There will be changes, but you're not gonna have sports without fans. You're not gonna have. And again, maybe it may be this season, but you're not gonna have sports with no fans in the arenas and things like that.
So I don't even think it's really all going to be on them. I think you got a lot of people out there that are legitimately like scared, like they don't want to be around.
Listen, I told my supervisor, and I don't know if he thought I was joking or not, but I said I'm not going back to work until we could get more testing. And he laughed, but I was serious. Like,
it's people that are dead serious when they say that stuff. Like it's
no pun intended, man. Let's use better choice of words, Scott.
Oh, I think you were the only people, but yeah, you're the only person who took offense to that.
But nah, so yeah, I mean, I can understand that. Like people are scared, but eventually there will be more tests. There'll eventually be a vaccine. Eventually, and there will be people in the stadiums.
So
people in the stadiums.
I think you just you just hit it on the head. When the vaccine becomes available, I think that's when things will go back to fully normal, or as normal as it can be. Until there's a vaccine, you're going to have a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear out there.
So let me ask you
talking about more testing.
You need more testing because there's people that's been tested and have gotten better, but they haven't had a second test. You know what I'm saying? So until you can have enough tests where someone can have a second test, that's when you're gonna be. It'll be better, easier to control. Now the vaccine, you got people that still don't get the flu vaccine. You know, and I think eventually, I think the social distancing and the stay at homes, I think they have been working, but I don't know. I'm not an expert, so I don't know. And sometimes I think some of these experts don't really know, but
it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge.
We've never seen anything like this. So.
It's hard to gauge what's going to make somebody feel comfortable. You know, for you, you're saying the tests. Other people I've heard is when we get a vaccine, when we get some way to fight this, then I'll be comfortable. So I mean, it just really depends on who you are. But because nobody knows, I think that's what leaves everything up in the air to where it may not return back to normal anytime soon. And unfortunately, we may not be able to attend the draft just because of what society.
Man, we supposed to be in Vegas right now, getting ready for the draft, man.
Yeah, we was gonna go, but I mean,
but at the end of the day, you know, this should be interesting to see with this draft. Now let me ask you, if you're one of these guys, if you were Joe Burrow, Tua, Chase Young, all of these guys, are you still putting on the suit you were supposed to wear to the draft, or are you just you're gonna put on a sweatsuit and call it a day? What you doing?
I got the sweatsuit.
No way.
Sweatsuit.
First of all, I know your parents, and they are not letting you go on TV with a sweatsuit when you're getting drafted. So don't even try it.
I got the sweatsuit. I'm at the crib.
You got the sweatsuit before the draft, not during the draft. You're gonna put on that suit that was probably custom made because you're about to be a millionaire. So no, come on, Scott. Because
we'll see. We'll see.
I think guys are putting on a suit, man. They're gonna have them suits on, and it's gonna be like they putting on the suits, man. You're not going there with no champion hoodie on and the whole sweatsuit.
So let me ask you this. This is probably the most interesting thing I saw yesterday. Rob Gronkowski to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was shocked because that wasn't what I was expecting to see. I was like, well, they have
Cameron Brate,
they have
OJ Howard,
and they have OJ Howard, and then they pick up Gronkowski, and I mean they got him for pretty cheap. I think they traded a 4th round pick and I think a 6th round or another lower round pick.
And man, shout out to Bill Belichick because he got a 4th rounder for a WWE wrestler.
Who's a champion? He's a 24/7 champion right now. How is he going to defend his belt? I don't know. But
he ain't feeling Vince McMahon.
that's a good pickup though. I think that you get somebody that Tom Brady has a comfort level with, where that he knows, and especially now since they can't really work out, and he can't really work out with any of the new guys, but he has a relationship with Gronkowski, and let's be honest, they're gonna run Tom Brady's offense. So yeah, I think that that's a good move. That's a good move. Now, if they could get something for OJ Howard, then OJ Howard is a baller, and there's a few teams that need tight ends, mainly the one in DC. So if you get OJ Howard in with the Redskins, that's a problem for a lot of teams.
Why not just keep all three?
That's a thought too, but again, if you could get some, because OJ Howard ultimately is expendable now, because you got Gronkowski, but Gronkowski didn't play last year. Although he looks in way better shape than he did when he retired. He got a year off, so he got the heal from pretty much all his injuries. I wouldn't want to rush him out there as your starting tight end like right now. So they probably may keep OJ Howard, because OJ Howard is a freak athlete too.
Yeah, keep all three, because Gronkowski, I think we all know how it's going to play out. Like he's going to be successful, and I don't know if he goes back to leading the league in touchdowns and receiving, but he'll definitely make a difference, and he'll definitely be a game changer. But I would probably keep all three. What did you think about Percy Harvin coming out of retirement?
It's cool. I don't
with Tom Brady.
Huh?
I said to come play with Tom Brady.
Listen, everybody can't come to Tampa.
Hey, the man coming off the couch for 3 years.
Listen.
I had a dream.
So here's the thing: if somehow he signs with Tampa Bay, you can't keep all three of those tight ends. You can't. Because did they re-sign Perriman? I don't remember if they re-signed Perriman or not. You can't. And if you do that, you just want to sit on the bench so you can ring chase. Because that's what it. That's
wrong with it.
There's a lot wrong.
Happens in basketball. Happens in every sport.
Nah, I would. If I had a choice of getting Percy Harvin or someone that's been sitting, I would have to see who the free agent receivers are. I will probably get somebody who's probably had less concussions and has been playing for the last 2.5, 3 years. That's just me personally. I don't. Everybody can't go to Tampa Bay. All right, it's impossible. Everybody can't go to Tampa Bay. So, nah, no.
I would at least try him out, and if I had a training camp, I'd at least invite him and see what he's got. Because even if you don't put him as a receiver, you mean to tell me that he can't make a difference on special teams? If he still got the speed, I'm
sure he still has the speed.
Yeah, if he still got the speed, he can make a difference on special teams.
We'll see. So, after the draft tomorrow is when you're gonna see that second wave of free agents, and the bigger, I guess Cam is one of the top free agents. Jadeveon Clowney. You have Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston is the real wild card. A lot of people don't really respect him. I saw someone say they could give him $1 million and some crab legs and he'll be good. But I think Jameis Winston. But I think, Jameis Winston, I know the Steelers have been a team brought up with Jameis Winston. And that's fair. I think that'll be a good look for him to sit. And I know I've said that already. But I don't know. As the days go on, I'm still thinking New England. I don't know why. Jameis Winston is a good quarterback, man. And if he's in the right system, who knows?
I will agree. He's a good quarterback. I think it's been over. I don't want to say overhyped because 30 interceptions is a lot.
But he got LASIK now.
Yeah, but he did throw for. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference.
I mean,
I think he's just kind of careless with the football. You know what? He reminds me they don't play anything alike, but he kind of reminds me of Eli Manning. Like,
yeah, I want to hear this. Yeah, I want to hear this.
So Eli Manning, I don't think he cared how many interceptions he threw. He would just try to win at all costs. And I think that's why, like, you got like a lot of New York fans that always gave like Eli Manning a pass because it was just like he would just go out there and try to make things happen. And if he threw an interception trying to make things happen, he just threw an interception. Like, he didn't say, oh, okay, well, I'm only going to throw 10 interceptions. He was trying to legitimately win the game. I feel the same way with Jameis Winston, where like sometimes he just goes out there and he just plays. He's just like, you know what? I'm going to throw it. Either you're going to catch it or I'm going to throw an interception. And that's how you get 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 30 interceptions, because you just out there just like, you know what? I want to try to make it happen. I want to give my receiver an opportunity to make a play on it. So that's why I meant with the comparison.
I got you. And if he was white, they call him a gunslinger. But that's another subject for another day. I'm not.
But you know what? That's actually a fair statement. You know what I mean? That's fair.
No one calls Jameis Winston a gunslinger.
But if you really think about it, I mean, a lot of those games, they were really close games. And you can say what you want. You know, you can say he got those yards in garbage time or whatnot. But you have to be a gunslinger to throw for 5,000 yards. There's only 8 people that have done it in the NFL history, and he's one of them. So, I mean, he can obviously throw the ball.
Yeah, but you know, I think he's a good quarterback. And let's just say he was with Tampa Bay this year. I still think they would have had a really good season. You know, I think they're gonna have a good season anyway. Some of those, because here's the thing with the NFL, and we've seen it a bunch. You go back a couple of years ago with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The year they went to the AFC Championship. A lot of those games that they won were really close games. They could have easily been lost. And then you go a year later, they supposedly had a better quarterback, and well, Foles got hurt, but a lot of those close games that they won the year before, they lost. They ended up losing a lot of close games. And just like the Bears, the year before, they had a bunch of close games and they won those. They happened to win those games. The very next year, that's just how it is. So I think that with him being in the system another year, because that was his first year with Arians, that was Arians' first year with Tampa Bay, right?
Right.
So if him in that system another year, he would have to, some of those games because they lost a lot of close games, you can win those games. Even with Jameis Winston, I think he was getting a bad rap. And he wasn't really. I can't say you could put all those losses on him. You can't.
Okay. So I see it a little bit different, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I like your comparison with him going to the Steelers. I think if I'm Tampa Bay's GM, and let's say I'm in the last year, like you're the owner, and you come to me and you say, you know what, you got one more year to get it done, or you're fired. And I look at my quarterback. I don't know if I'm rolling with Jameis Winston.
Absolutely. If my job is on the line, no, I'm going to go get Tom Brady.
I kind of feel like that if I'm the GM that's been there, I'm looking like, man, I've given this guy every weapon that I mean, you could possibly get. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Tom Brady went down. He's like, man, this guy got weapons. He got options. I'm not rolling the dice on him staying another year. Now, what I think should happen with him is he goes to the Steelers, maybe he goes to the Chargers. He goes to one of those teams. He sits for a while, and then if the quarterback gets hurt, somebody plays bad, then he has his opportunity to kind of come in and redeem himself and fight for it a little bit.
I honestly think like, looking at the grand scheme of things, they probably should have signed him in Tampa Bay as a backup.
They may.
I don't think that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
I mean,
it's not gonna happen, Scott. No. So, you got a winner, right?
Oh shoot, man. Nah, man, I ain't got no winner, man. I was gonna go with the guy from Jacksonville. I can't. Yannick.
All right, hold on. I got your intro. You want the intro? I forget.
Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Oh wow. So, yeah, man. So, I mean, we talked the Bucs. We talked the Bulls, Doc. We talked the draft. I guess all that's left is what we watching on TV, man. What we watching? What's other than the Bulls, Doc? Because the Bulls, Doc is cemented.
You
No. We're not talking about what I'm watching. We're not talking about that one yet. No, not yet. Because I got to finish watching it before I share it. I can't let the people know. Don't let the people know, Scott.
I ain't gonna let the people know. But you know what? I didn't watch hardly any TV from Friday to Sunday. I was that ready for that Bulls documentary.
Wait a minute. You didn't watch any from Friday to Sunday?
Nah, man. I was out in the yard. I was out grilling. I was doing my social distancing thing, but I guess with Mother Nature, I don't know. But yeah, wasn't watching a lot of TV.
All right. Well, there's a show. There is a show on Netflix that I'm gonna tell you to watch, and I've watched it. It's called Black AF. Have you heard of that?
No, what's that about?
So the writer of Blackish, Grownish, the black dude or whatever, is pretty much like his sitcom or his show on Netflix. And I've gotten through a couple episodes, but it's the shows are definitely better. His shows that he's written are definitely better, like Blackish and all of those are definitely better. But I don't know. It almost feels like I don't want to say like the kids curse a lot, and I'd be damned if my daughter like was cursing around me like that. So I don't know. I mean, I've seen some people that really liked it. I've seen some people that hated it. I'm like in the middle right now, and I still have some episodes to go. I think I have like 2 episodes to go, but it's one of those you got to watch it and tell me what you think. Okay. I couldn't tell you like, yo, this is a hit, but yeah. So that's it, man.
Man, until next week, man. Until next week.
Are we signing off? I ain't know. No. All right, we out of here, man. I'm hungry. Wait. Before I go. Tomorrow is my son's birthday, so everybody make sure y'all wish Xavier a happy birthday. He's gonna be 2 going on 15. But make sure All right, so somebody said you gotta watch Ozark, Better Call Saul, and I guess 4. I don't know what that is, but yeah. So there you go.
With the Ozark, the other 3 I have to kind of look at, see what's up.
Yeah. Oh boy. Hold on 1 second. We got a request. So I don't know, but I guess we out of here. We done?
Done.
All right, man. It's off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scottie B.